said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and jail to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-too-da-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-da-too-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie. The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid. But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-too-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee. A fwit-dee-dee-dee-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Adventures waiting further down the road. Let's go! Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Greetings, friends. Welcome to Gothic Horror Gaming. My name is Melissa, and I'm the author of Dread, which is a book, which I left in the bedroom. Also, I'm here on Nat 21 Adventures, and we are sitting in our living room, where I am still in Louisiana. We have one final weekend with the Louisiana Renaissance Festival. Oh, sorry, Quad Kevin. Yeah, I saw you. I was like, oh, I would like to, talk to things, but it doesn't work. Oh, you got to work the baby into the storyline like Shakespeare does. She's right there. You want to say hi? Hello. Helena. Yeah, is that you? Is that you? So she's 14 months old, which means it's going to be a very entertaining. It's going to be a lot like that, but we're going to do our best. We're all doing our best here. Want to briefly mention the sponsor people, which is up there somewhere. There we go. Oh yeah, there's Yuletide Monster stuff. You can definitely. It's not just pre-order. You can definitely order them now. There are a whole bunch of Yuletide Monster things. I know that Madame Ansa is also releasing a bunch of other stuff as well. So please check out Mab's Mercantile and also watch on the channel for whenever Ansa is streaming. Also going to say thank you to Destination D&D. We just wrapped up the New Orleans tour relatively recently, and it was a ton of fun. I got to stop by for a moment, but it's hard to move around with the baby, so we weren't able to come into the quarter all that much. She's fine, I swear. Also thanking myself. I wrote this book. It's called Dread. It's been on sale on Amazon. I really love it. It's a lot of fun. It's very scary. And a big shout out to Devin Borkowski, who is a native artist who did all of the artwork for it. It's incredible. But yeah. Okay. Ashen Scramble said late. Thanks, London Fog. We appreciate you. Okay, so here's what's going on. Among other books that I've been into lately, this is something that I kind of got into. It's called The Witches of Pennsylvania, Occult History and Lore by a guy named Thomas White. I've had this book for a very long time. And I apologize if you can't hear everything that I'm saying, if she starts screaming a lot. But yeah, I got this locally, and yeah, she's walking everywhere. I got this locally. What is it? Copyright 2013. Okay, this is copywritten in 2013. I got this locally years ago in my hometown. And it has some very interesting historical information. And what I would like to do is base my next game on this. Very specifically, there is a murder that takes place in Raymeyer's Hollow in York, Pennsylvania, which is around where I grew up. I used to drive by this house all the time. And I'm trying to find out where it is. There's a whole bunch of different witches all over the place. A witchcraft accusation in 1853 in Fulton County. Dauphin County witches. There's witches all over the place. Okay, there's the Hex murders. The Hex murders were in York in the 1890s. Nelson Raymeyer in Raymeyer's Hollow. Yeah, anyway. This is kind of what I wanted to base something off of, because I think that this is a really unique thing that I've seen firsthand, which is cool. And I want to do something with it. But right now, because I have zero brain power and because the baby is constantly just running around and screaming, it's hard for me to focus on anything. So I thought I would take the time, to give you an example of what I've really been dealing with lately. Not that it's dealing, it's parenting. I am parenting. I am actively parenting. I wanted to do this. I'm very happy to have a baby. She's lovely and wonderful, but she's loud and she gets into a lot of trouble and it's hard for me to concentrate. So part of it was to show you guys what I've been experiencing as my reality for the last couple of months, especially now that she learned how to walk. And hopefully get all of you in the comments to help me figure out what would make sense in terms of creating a story around an ancient story of witchcraft from the 1890s, but I want to set it in modern day. I like to do a system called Delta Green. Delta Green is a modern system. It's a D100 based system. Basically, any skill that you want to try, you roll for in a D100, and you have to get under the level of that skill. So having a 40% in firing guns means that 40% of the time you will hit your target. That doesn't mean that you're not going to hit 60% of the time. It just means that what you are aiming for, you are going to hit exactly 40% of the time. So anytime you roll, if you're going to make a firearms check, hi honey, you're going to have to roll under that 40%. So a 40 is a success, 39 is a success, etc. There's a lot of other rules to it, but that's the idea. I want to set it in a modern context because I think it'll be interesting to allow people to be able to use the internet or to use their own research. But that's where I'm kind of getting stuck, is I don't want to set this in 1890. Especially 1890 in rural Pennsylvania, because it was way backwards. Like way backwards. Oh, poor Dana. I love Sally's like, ask Dana her stats. Yeah, Dana can never shoot anything whenever she's on the channel. I miss her. Anyway, so what I'm trying to figure out is a reason why there would be anything to do with an ancient hex murder that happened in the 1890s. And I can at least read you part of this. Yeah, copycat murder. That's valid, London Fog. I appreciate that. Also, for the record, if you look up anything about this, which is in Pennsylvania, they will call these people powwowers. That's not accurate. They were not Native American whatsoever, but a lot of the European settlers would encounter what they were doing, which is basically folk magic and folk healing, and equate it to what the Native American people were doing. They are not the same thing. They are not anywhere close to one another. All of this is based in a Germanic tradition. A lot of German people settled in Pennsylvania in varying places. So yeah, if you look up anything about Ray Myers Hollow and the Hex murders, you will find a lot of things calling it powwow, and that is not accurate. It is actually, it's got a terrible German thing that I can't pronounce. All right. Baby, you're all right. This is a ridiculous story, but I'm going to read you some of it because I don't think Thomas White is going to mind. So there's a person named John Blymeyer who was born in 1895 and had learned the art and secrets of German folk healers at a young age. His ancestors had been folk healers for at least 3 generations and probably longer. Though he was considered slow in school, young Blymeyer established quite a reputation in his home county of York, where I grew up. I know exactly where all of this is. It was as clear that his worldview was a supernatural one, and despite his early success, he came to feel as if there was a shadow hanging over him. One day, while leaving the cigar factory at which he was employed, an apparently rabid dog became to come toward his coworkers. Blymeyer approached the dog and spoke the words of a spell or blessing. The dog's mouth stopped foaming, and the animal became more subdued. It's a lot of hearsay. Then, one night, while Blymeyer was lying awake in his bed, an answer came to him. He thought that he was hexed. Just as the clock struck midnight, an owl hooted outside 7 times. It was then that Blymeyer realized that he had been hexed by the spirit of his great-grandfather, Jacob, who had also been a magic folk healer and the 7th son of a 7th son. Yeah, it gets convoluted. Since he was unable to directly fight back against his great-grandfather's spirit, he decided to move away from the family home and the graveyard in which Jacob was buried. It seemed to work, and Blymeyer moved on with his life. To supplement his income as a folk healer, Blymeyer worked in a very odd jobs. He got married. He still believes that he's under a hex. I'm trying to dig through it because there's a lot of detail in this. Revelation caused Blymeyer to become suspicious of everyone around him. He spoke with another faith healer, and they said, it's someone close to you. Just generic. Blymeyer began to be suspicious of everyone around him, even his wife, his new wife. Lily had reason to be worried because in 1922, one of Lenhart's other clients murdered her husband after receiving similar advice. After consulting lawyers, Lily was able to obtain a judge's order to have Blymeyer mentally evaluated. It was determined that he was obsessed with hexes and magic and should be confined to a state mental institution for treatment. As a result of the assessment, his wife filed for divorce and later received it. Blymeyer did not stay at the institution long, and after 48 days, he simply walked out because of lax security. I'm telling you, this thing has twists and turns. He goes back to the cigar factory that he used to work at when he was being cursed by his great-grandfather. While at the factory, he met two other people who also believed that they were suffering from witchcraft. One was 14-year-old John Curry. Curry was from an abusive household and felt that a malevolent force was causing the turmoil. Another man who felt he had been hexed was a farmer named Milton Hess. Hess and his wife Alice had been successful and prosperous until 1926, when a string of bad luck began at their farm. The entire family, they believed that they had been hexed by someone, but no idea who it was. The talk of hexes reinforced Blymeyer's own belief that there were evil forces out to get him. He began to consult with other faith healers, attempting to identify the source of this lingering curse, which is still going on. Still going on. I'm just giving you final details, and then we will move on to some really awesome comments that are happening. Thank you, Kara and London Fog and Sally, which is awesome. Okay. Also, there's a special book called The Long Lost Friend, which is apparently a book of faith healing. Okay. Blymeyer turned to a well-known faith healer named Nellie Knoll. The elderly Knoll was also known as the River Witch of Marietta, which I will have to look up separately. Knoll identified the source of Blymeyer's curse as another member of the Raymeyer family. When Blymeyer asked which one, she told him to hold out his hand. She placed a dollar bill in his palm, then removed it. When Blymeyer looked at his hand, the image appeared. It was Nelson Raymeyer, an old faith healer whom Knoll described as the Witch of Raymeyer's Hollow. Blymeyer also knew Raymeyers who were distant relatives since he was a child. So the Raymeyers are a family. Blymeyer is the person who goes in to murder people. Helena, chill. After a visit to Knoll, the River Witch confirmed that Raymeyer was also the person responsible for the hexes on Curry and the Hess family. Blymeyer revealed his findings to the other two men, as well as a solution for ending the hexes. Knoll had instructed that the men needed to take Raymeyer's copy of The Long Lost Friend and a lock of his hair and bury them 6 feet underground. Yeah, there's a lot of big baby noise. Thank you. Okay. Here's where things get a little complicated. Eventually, Blymeyer and Curry, so it's 3 people, Blymeyer, Curry, and Hess. Yes, they weren't complicated before. Yes. Blymeyer, Curry, and Hess. Yes, you can come up here. Ripping tissues apart. They decide that they have to go to this guy, Raymeyer's house, and steal his copy of a book, which is a faith healing book, and a lock of his hair. They go over to his house and talk to him at one point, and he's like, nah, I'm not giving you anything. So then they leave, and then they go back. Blymeyer told Milton Hess that he needed a member of his family to help him subdue Raymeyer. Milton and his wife decided that their 18-year-old son, Wilbert, this is a 14-year-old and an 18-year-old getting involved in this now, would go to Blymeyer and Curry. The next evening, on November 27th, the trio arrived at Raymeyer's kitchen door. Raymeyer let the men in, and they proceeded to the front room. While his back was turned, the men tackled him to the floor and attempted to tie his legs with a rope that they brought with him. The exact details of what happened vary slightly. This is a bit of a trigger warning. This is a haunted, scary story. Also, there's a baby. There's a lot going on here. The exact details of what happened vary slightly depending on which of the three men told the story, but during the struggle, they beat and strangled Raymeyer to death. It is possible that Blymeyer may have intended to kill Raymeyer once he had reached the house that evening, but the younger men were not aware of this. When they realized what they had done, they took all of the money that they could find in the house. Yeah. Since Raymeyer was already dead, Blymeyer felt he no longer needed the book or the hair. Don't steal my stuff. Stop it. That's my phone. They doused his body with kerosene from a lamp and lit it on fire, hoping that the blaze would spread throughout the house and burn it down. When the trio left, Raymeyer's body was on fire. Somewhat mysteriously, the fire seemed to extinguish itself right after they left. It is believed that it is possible Raymeyer may not have actually been dead when the trio set him on fire, making his death that much more gruesome. Because of the position in which the body was found, Raymeyer might have moved to extinguish the flames, but too much damage had already been done for him to survive. Yes. So basically, here's the order of events. There's this guy who thinks that he's been hexed. Okay. Hi. You want to say hi to everybody? This is the thing. I can't get her away from me, which is cute because she's cute, but it's also a lot. Yes, this is Helena. She's my baby. So basically what happens is this guy thinks that he's being hexed. He goes all over the place to try to figure out who could have possibly hexed him. Eventually, he comes to this old witch in the woods who tells him it's this other guy who he is distantly related to. And that secretly, this guy has been hexing everyone that he knows. All of his work buddies, too. So now this guy is like, okay, all we have to do is steal this dude's faith healing book and a lock of his hair, and we bury them, and that'll stop the curse. That doesn't work because they can't get his freaking book from him. Stop playing with my phone, please. Yes. They can't get his book. So then, no, you can't touch the computer. Ow! Stop. Baby. I love you. Just watch the muted Disney stuff. Thank you. So they try to take the book from him. He kicks them out of the house. So then they go back. They try to tie him up. They accidentally beat him to death. Maybe. And then they're like, oh, well, we better make this look like a robbery and then burn the house down. So they steal all of the money that they have in the house and then try to burn the house down by setting the guy on fire. He may or may not have been dead at that point, but he was definitely dead afterwards. Yes. Big brown eyes. So all of that is the hex murders that occurred. Basically, they put these three men on trial. I don't remember offhand what the results are. I can double check that. That's in the book too. But she's really trying to grab everything that I own. Yum, 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 yum. No, not the computer, Helena. No. So what I'm trying to figure out is what I can do that maybe involves these hexes and stuff. Also, the reports at the time, because these three men really believed that they were being cursed, just amped that up like crazy. And we're talking about all different kinds of hexes and then the folk magic in the area and all sorts of stuff. So that's where we're at. Baby. Honey. Well, now you're stripping yourself on TV. We don't do that, okay? Keep your shirt on. Not right now. You got to be a consenting adult to do anything like that. All right. Anyway. So. She's got feet, in case you were curious. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to go to suggestions in the comments. Thank you all for listening to all of that. I know that all 3 men are tried for the murder. I do not remember what the end result is. It is possible that they are put to death. That wasn't uncommon. It is possible that they get away by some kind of plea of insanity. This is the 1920s. Nope. No, you can't have the book either. No. All right. I'm putting you down. I'm putting you down. Get down. For the record, all of her toys are over there. Everything is fine. She just wants to be around me, which I understand. I'm kind of cool. Anyway. So I need a modern connection to this story. I can tell you from personal experience living in Lancaster and York County. Stop. You're all right, honey. I can tell you from personal experience that all of these people, maybe not the 14-year-old, but all of these people more than likely had relatives, had siblings, had parents, had their own children. So any connection in relatives is totally understandable. I know that there are other people with the last name Raymeyer that still live in Raymeyer's Hollow now. I don't know about the other names like Hess and whatnot. They're traditional German names, so it's entirely possible that there are a whole bunch of people out there, but let me look at some of the comments. Helena! Stop. Hey, breathe. Breathe. I thank you for giving me your water. I don't want it. I swear she's fine. Okay. Just looking through the comments. Thank you all for your patience. Okay, from Kara. What if it's modern day? There's another incident of a seventh son related to this guy, and supernatural forces focus on that person. That's pretty cool. I like that idea. And that's something that Delta Green might potentially investigate as well. Just occurrences of witchcraft. Hey, okay, you can climb up here if you want. There you go. I kind of like that. That's cool. Especially the seventh son of a seventh son thing. That's going to be very obscure, but it is a magic folk healing thing. Stop. No, you can't have the book. Nope, you can't. Thank you. Stop. Okay. Kara also mentions revenge motive in all caps. Yes, that makes total sense. Stop. Babies are like that. It could be a lock of hair thing. That might be what they have to, maybe they have to use the original dispelment. I've also heard a really cool story, which I have to dig back up, but this one was from, This one was from Scary Stories by Alvin Schwartz, where he does a lot of retelling of folk legends. And there's a witch. Stop, Helena, calm down. Stop. You're okay. Mommy's right here. You are fine. You are fine. I'm holding you. Okay. So in this story, there is a witch that is cursing a man, and he goes to somebody else to try to figure out. Stop, honey. You are fine. Stop it. No. Helena, stop. Everything is fine. I'm holding you. You are fine. Breathe. 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 Okay. Also, for the record, I can't get her to go to bed earlier than 9. So this is like, it's 8:30 where I am right now. So I wasn't even going to try. Okay. There's a witch that is attacking this guy. And someone tells him that in order to destroy the witch, he has to draw a picture of her on an oak tree and then drive an iron nail into its heart. And if she comes by to ask for things, you have to say no. So I think that's what the guy does. He draws this picture of this witch, who's just his neighbor, and baby, calm down. You are fine, honey. So he starts doing it, and then the witch keeps coming over to his house to ask for sugar or milk or butter or any number of random ingredients. And supposedly, if you give the witch something, then it breaks their power. It breaks your power over them. So he just has to keep saying, no, I don't have anything. No, I don't have anything. And then I think she drops dead. Don't ask. But that's also a story. So incorporating something like that might be kind of cool too. I'm only having one baby. Thank you for the suggestion, John Caro, of having more than one baby. That's cute. Yeah, baby bat is definitely nocturnal. Oh, ooh, Sally's got a great idea. So the book that was in the house that they were supposed to get never burned. It was discovered in the lore section of an old library. It was borrowed and never returned by an unknown person. That is very clever. Oh, Sally. Oh, we love this. Yes. I love that plan. Because that goes back to the original legend. And I can use the more gruesome version where the dude got burned alive because it's a Gothic horror game. GHG up in the corner. There. Horror games. You are helping me write something terrible. Thank you. There you go. So I love the idea of, a copper nail. Okay. Yes, possible. Burn the book. Okay, see my comment above, it works well with the book from Sir David. I'm looking through. Okay, could one of them escape and plan revenge? One of the people who persecuted him by waiting to impact a family member in later generations. Especially because the one guy was also a hexer or a faith healer. It is entirely possible that person could have cast something at the time and set that down for future generations. Now, we're not going to, it depends on how fast these people propagate as to whether or not it would be the seventh son of a seventh son. Because we're, in modern times, even in our area, the Amish community has a crap ton of children. That still happens plenty. But not modern farmers for the most part. They don't, maybe 2 or 3 kids is the average. And that's across the board in all the different schools that I ever went to. High schools, middle schools, the schools that I visited when we were doing football games, all that kind of stuff. Like they're beyond the Amish community. It doesn't, they don't have millions and millions of children anymore, but they could have back in 1922. They probably did. Yeah. Kara, the person who took the book out of the library might be desperate to learn the magical lore in order to save a dying loved one, no matter what the consequences might be. That's interesting too. I think something I would like to include in this, at the very least, is that the lore and the hexing is real. That's why they would call in Delta Green. Which is funny to have like a secret military force be called in to deal with a bunch of witches. But that means that the witches are real. Their powers are real. And now we can delve into more traditional magic and magical contexts of what witches can do. I don't want to go down the road of Salem, which was in the 1600s. Actually, funny enough, in this same book, in the first chapter, they talk about that there was a trial where a woman was accused of witchcraft, and William Penn supposedly sat on the arbitration board. It wasn't really a jury. And the conclusion was, yes, this woman is a witch, but what she has been accused of isn't harmful. And that basically set the precedent up until these witch trials in the 1920s. Okay, love spells are interesting too, Sir David. I appreciate that. But I like this idea of, stop standing on me. I like this idea of someone being cursed or hexed. Also, I know in rural Pennsylvania, there's a lot of hex signs and hex symbols that are on the backs and sides of barns. It's usually a 5-pointed star. Like legitimately, it looks like a pentagram. It's usually a 5-pointed star, maybe with other decorations around it, like birds or vines. But usually it's something. Yes, thank you, my girl. Thank you. You can look at my necklace if you want to. That has you in it. It does. It does. It's a pretty picture. Yeah. Yes, Quad Kevin, wondering what they were, those stars. Yes, so it's a hex sign, which you can also look up in rural York and Lancaster traditions. But yeah, supposedly it's supposed to stop bad things from happening to you. Did I ever tell you that she likes to try to choke me? Don't know why she does, but she does. Can you not? Someday I'm going to show this at your graduation. I am. Ah! Stop. Stop. Don't kill me. There are people watching. Baby, I love you. Yeah. You can look at the necklace. That's fine. Just please stop. Someone make a note to Chris that this is the moment that she needs to screen capture and share. Just this. Baby. Are you okay? You want to just keep shoving your forehead into my mouth? Is that fun for you? Yes. Ooh. La la la. Okay, I have to get back to work. I do. Look, the people need me. They do. They totally need me. It's a thing. You go back to watching your stuff. It's not happening. Anyway. Yeah, I might cut this short at an hour. I apologize because this is just, but you're helping. You're helping so much. So what do we have so far? We have the idea of thanks, baby. We have the idea of a like a seventh son of a seventh son. Someone is being cursed. That witches are real. And that all of these different folk magic practices are actually occurring. And that the book still exists. That's the important bit, is that the book never burned down because the guy's house didn't actually burn down. It was just the guy who burned alive. What elements of the original story or of similar stuff can I bring in? I don't necessarily want to be lighting somebody on fire. Oh man, but what if they could fight somebody that was lit on fire? What if there was like a ghost that got summoned that was just freaking on fire? How do you even dispel something like that? Stop it. No, you can't touch the computer. Nope, you can't. No, you can't. Baby, you're fine. You're just mad because I won't let you play with the computer. Friendship and betrayal might be a good thing to preserve. I like that. Yes. Oh, I love paranoia. Ow. You're all right. You're all right. You are fine. I like the paranoia that the whole reason that this got started was because this one guy was like, I must be cursed. And he had to keep asking people until he found an answer that was satisfactory. I kind of love that as a recurrent theme of it's sort of, it's not Inception. It's the one that you watch backwards. The movie that you watch backwards. It's a Christopher Nolan movie, like his first one. I think it starts with an I. But the guy eventually figures out that it's the person he thought. It's not Inception. It's something else. It's and it's not Insidious, which I keep thinking as well. So, help! I'm fine. Stop trying to kill me. I created a serial killer. It's like Christopher Nolan's very first movie. If somebody wants to look that up, no, you can't pull those off my ears. Stop. No. But it's told backwards. And the idea is that once you get to the end of the movie, you realize that this guy has basically just invented a whole bunch of clues for himself to follow. Don't ask. So that he could keep looking for his wife's murderer rather than dealing with the fact that he had already killed his wife's murderer. Memento. God, thank you. Thank you, Quad Kevin. Memento. He's been gaslighting himself, which is something that can happen. Now that, stop. Hey. Calm down. She's smiling, I swear to God. Thank you. Memento. She has feet, in case you were curious. They're little baby feet. They're little feet, little toes. Yeah. Let me do this for a minute. Okay. Yeah. This is, yep, baby feet. Anyway. See, and now I've lost my train of thought. Okay, so Memento. Right. So the idea being that, thank you all so much for helping me in all of this. This is, yes. Everything's fine. Give me like 10 more minutes, honey. I just need 10 more minutes to write all this stuff down and figure out what the heck I'm doing, okay? Stop. 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 No, I'm not giving you the pen. I'm not giving you the computer. I'm not giving you the book. You are fine. You are fine. You've gotten me all wet with your sippy cup. Drama. What are some cool, scary things that can happen in this game? I like the idea of fighting a man on fire. I don't know how that will work, but I like the idea of fighting somebody who's literally on fire, who could run at you and put them on fire too. When she was first born, she was the loudest baby on the floor. I could hear her anywhere in the hospital. It was a single floor hospital, so it wasn't like it was huge, but yeah. Yes, she's got big old lungs. Baby, calm down. All right. Scary things, quickly, before she comes back. What are scary things that my players could potentially fight? These people are potentially paramilitary. Some of them could be FBI agents. Some of them could be, we had one guy called Seamine at one point in my friend's game that was a demolitions expert for the Navy SEALs. So we could make this scary. Oh, I don't want them to fight crying babies. That's triggering for me right now. Okay. Come on, pen, work. There we go. On fire. Oh, London Fog. I like that. Suspiciously bad luck. Like a spirit of luck. Again, she's fine. She's playing with toys. Ooh, hexes that cause hallucinations. Okay, I like that. We did that a little bit in my Mexico game, where everyone was hallucinating about being a sacrifice, which was a mess. Oh, and then they fought a jaguar. That was cool. What? I like the idea of a man on fire. I do want them to be able to fight something. Helena, you're fine. Stop it. I see what's happening. You're okay. You're okay. Go find a different toy. That's all you need to do. There you go. Thank you. You can also have a kobold, which is a Germanic sprite. Oh, Sir David. That is awesome. Yes, you may have that. Yeah. I want to make sure these people still get a chance at, well, and especially because it's more entertaining for all of you to watch people who are fighting something that they can actually defeat. Like, fighting as hex is going to be hard, but like fighting a dude on fire, there's going to be some way to dispel that. Fighting these kobolds, actual German kobold spirits. That's awesome. I like that. Those are the nefarious spells. Honey, you are fine. No, I'm not bringing you back up here. Shh. She's just mad she's not sitting up here on me again. I'll bring you up in a minute. Calm down. Baby, you're all right. Cara Chapel, how about Trotterhead? Is that a pig ghost? Are there any other Nachwald type things that might be fun? Please explain these to me. These sound really cool. German spirits. It is Germanic folklore, Germanic folk magic. So all of these things are totally valid, and I do not know. Wait, what's a PH Dutch cryptid? The Nachwald? What the heck is a Nach? How have I never heard about that? No, Trotterhead. Trotterhead is a... Okay. Trotterhead is a... Okay, describe what Trotterhead is. I will look it up. Speaking of Trotterheads. Nachtwald is effectively just the big black forest of German folklore. Okay. Trotterhead is the cryptid. I just looked it up. It's cool looking. I mean, I know about the squonk. There's like a Pennsylvania Dutch cryptid that's called a squonk that's so ugly it cries about itself all the time. Okay. From Carrot Chapel, the creature is said to be related to witchcraft and described similar to the European bed goblin. Who has a bed goblin? The hell? It was perceived that the Trotterkopf was either the spiritual form of a witch or a spirit sent by a witch to cause harm. Yeah, okay, but what does it look like? Okay, so it's a spirit sent by a witch to cause harm. Mephistopheles, sure. Bed goblin, that's a friend of mine. Ooh, you got some zingers, friend. Yes. Just Trotterhead to me, because I know Trotter usually references like feet. I would think that it was like a pig ghost or like a pig demon, which would be horrifying. Actually, anything that like dead cows could attack, and it would be horrifying. Especially because this is a farm country. Oh my god, zombie cows! I'm writing down zombie cows. Zombie cows. I'm gonna avoid Mephisto / Mephistopheles only because I'm gonna get it confused with the Marvel Mephisto, and it's gonna confuse me. Human with branches coming out of its head. Okay. Interesting. Trotterkopf. All right. Trotterhead. Okay. I've included zombie cows. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Was a good friend of mine. All right. Do you want to say goodbye to the people? Yes. Come here. Show off your foxes. You want to show off your foxes? There's a foxy. Foxy. There's a baby. A foxy? Is it a foxy? Foxy. Foxy. It's a foxy. A foxy. A foxy. Tickle the baby. Oh, tickle the baby. Oh no, we tickled the baby. Yeah. You must pat the baby. Pat the baby. It's important. You gotta pat it every once in a while. Check its pats. Make sure the baby has had enough pats. Have you had enough pats? Would you like to continue to choke me again? You. Ah! Oh. This is normal. I swear this is normal. Yes. Yes. Are you getting tired? Maybe. Now that we're closing in on 9 o'clock our time. She's dramatic. Can't imagine where she gets it from. You are smiling. Yes. Okay. Helena. Calm down. Calm down. Okay? I'm going to tell the people goodbye, okay? Well, so far I have written down seventh son of a seventh son, hexes, stars, a trotterhead, which I have never heard of. That's amazing. Yes. A spirit causing bad luck, hallucinations, zombie cows. Do you actual kobold, which is cool? I don't think that's ever been. I mean, we've used kobolds, I'm sure, in Nat 21, but we've never used like an actual kobold. That's pretty cool. All right. You okay? I'm going to trim your nails, girl. You keep scratching me. You want to say goodbye? You want to say goodbye to the friends? I will say goodbye to the friends. Thank you, my friends. Thank you for sticking around with me for an hour through all of that. But it truly, truly helped me to be able to speak with other people, even virtually, and come up with some ideas. And I'm going to do my best to feature as many of those ideas as I can in our next Gothic horror game. I have to see if I can come up with some players. The issue right now, which I will tell you, is I am traveling next Wednesday to get home. And then, thank you. So to put that on the screen. This has been a portrait of a mother trying to work. For the record, I sent Tom off to go actually have a good time because he's been working really hard too. So it's not like he doesn't do this when I'm doing things. It's just he's not available right now. Yes. Next Wednesday, I am traveling. The Wednesday after that, I am available. And then I think we get into actual Christmas. Like, I think Wednesday is a Christmas day this year. And it falls in the middle of a whole bunch of other holiday seasons. And then I think Wednesday might be like New Year's Eve as well. So yes, I know. We're finishing up. It's okay. It's okay, baby. You're all right. We're finishing up, okay? We're finishing up. Yes, okay, there. Christmas and New Year's are both on Wednesdays. So I'm going to get in one session before we'll probably have to break for the holidays. Either tell me on Discord or tell me here after I shut this down, but hey, calm down, honey. You're fine. Let me know if you guys. This is just her pay attention to me, y'all. Let me know if you guys would still be willing to watch just the first episode of something before we break for holidays. Because I can do it either way, or once we get back home, we can do a more fun traditional holiday thing that we've done in the past where we read like spooky holiday stories. Hey, honey. You're okay. Okay, we can also just do spooky holiday stories, which is fun. Yeah, just let me know in the comments below, or feel free to ping me on Discord about what you guys are thinking. But I think if I can, it might be more of this because she's gonna not sleep. But it might be fun to just read, the scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago in our house. So we'll see. So goodness knows, in a month, maybe you don't remember all of the things that we just discussed tonight. But at the very least, we tried. Thank you all for joining me. I'm sorry the camera was sideways the whole time. It's sitting on the couch because every time I try to put it on a table, she would crawl under the table and get stuck. So this is me. This is the baby, who is very dramatic, but is totally fine. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. I'm going to say goodnight for now. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a good night.